Hi everyone, I'm Theresa V, and this is the place to be if you're a sensitive who wants to make this world a better place and live your purpose while doing it. This month, we're talking about our changing purpose. This has been an ongoing topic. Many people throughout the world, whether they are spiritual or not, are finding going back to doing the same thing very difficult. After this period of intense focus and going within, it seems almost impossible for people to go back to things that feel misaligned. We've realized what's truly important, and we're taking the steps to make our lives fall more in line with what our ideals truly are. So who are you called to be now? How are you feeling that you want or need to show up? For many years, we've been saying, I just want to be of service. Please just use me. And the angels have been telling us in no uncertain terms that that's no longer the way things operate. It's now time for us to consider our own joy and what brings us happiness when we talk about wanting to fulfill our purpose. The angels will always ask when we ask about purpose, well, what is it that brings you joy? What makes you happy? And so it's time for us to allow ourselves to be counted in the mix. This new paradigm is requiring that we show up differently, that we become more aligned with what our ideals are and what our soul is asking of us. And this can show up in small ways or very big ways. So what wants to shift and change in your life? Have you given these feelings the space to express, or have you panicked and shut them out of the conversation? What was needed of you before is not the same as what's needed of you now. The whole world is different. The vibration is different. And that doesn't mean that what we were doing before was not valuable. It just means that it may not be as valuable in the world as it exists now. And in order to bring that value, in order to step into a deeper piece of our soul's mission, it's time for things to shift and change. And we've intuitively known that this was happening. Now the shifts are being made outside of us as well as on the inside. I'm not separate from you, so this is showing up in my life as well. You probably already know that I'm a student and a practitioner of Ayurveda. It is the science that helped me to reestablish my health and my vitality and my vibrancy. And it makes my heart sing. So many people know how lit up I get. I could go on and on about anything involving Ayurveda for hours. And I've known for a long time that I was going to be deepening my work, my studies, my learning, and my focus in Ayurveda. And last year, in the middle of the pandemic, I got the message that this was the time. And so beginning in September, I will be deepening my studies with my teacher of Ayurveda. This will require that I show up differently, so things will be shifting and changing. But I'm excited because so many things are opening up and changing for the better. There will be new opportunities for us to work together. And of course, the angels aren't going anywhere. They're always part of my work. They are the healing beings that I work with in every capacity. The angels have been telling us over and over again that when we get the guidance that feels aligned to us, even though it makes no sense on paper and defies our mental logic, that's the true guidance. And what I'm stepping into is an example of that. Changing everything around so I can go study full time is not ideal. It makes no sense on paper, but I never doubt my guidance when I get it. I may argue, but I don't doubt it. The only time things have gone incredibly wrong in my life and have taken so much energy and time is when I didn't listen to that guidance. I have been blessed to be able to choose professionals, teachers, and mentors who live exactly what they teach. This integrity, this authenticity is important to me. It's a must because everything that I want to bring to you has to be of the highest quality and have that level of integrity. And this choice is no different. I'm studying with the best of the best so that I can bring exactly that to you. I recommend that we all do this in our lives. Is the person that we're hiring living what they teach. If they're an acupuncturist, do they go for acupuncture? If they're a doctor, do they have their own doctor? If they are a mentor, do they have a mentor? I've chosen a lineage for my studies based in devotion, in connection with the divine. And I have learned more from watching my teacher pray than I have learned from almost anything else in my life. Part of why our purposes are shifting and changing is because there is an expansion happening. Universe is always expanding, but the last year and a half has caused us to expand so much faster than we would have otherwise. This means that we need to embrace a more all-encompassing perspective, that we need to embrace parts of our soul, parts of our experience, parts of how we're being asked to show up that we might not have looked at otherwise, or that the world might not have needed for a while. As sensitives, our energy and our vibrancy is key to our success, to the success of our soul's mission in this world, and our health is tied to that. For many of us, it's been much more comfortable to go out of body than to stay in, because that's our response to the pain and discomfort of the past. That was our safe space. And now, in this new paradigm, the way forward is for us to be much more embodied. It's for us to make friends with this physical expression that we have chosen in this lifetime, so that we can be fully grounded and take the steps we're being asked to take in this reality. As we see what's coming up in the world, we can see how perspectives need to start weaving and working together. Just in the health crisis, in the last year and a half, we were looking at the situation through one lens, and that made things very difficult because there were things we weren't considering in terms of crisis prevention and treatment and patient care. We were learning as we go, which is going to happen no matter what. But as we move forward and as the world faces different things, different challenges than we did before, when we are able to merge perspectives, we'll get a more all-encompassing view that can give us a bigger picture and a better outcome for everyone. Personally, the health crisis over the last year and a half has affected me. My personal experience has plugged me into the call to be part of this conversation, the conversation that weaves the physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual aspects of healing together. And in order to do that, there needs to be a dialogue that can be understood by the professionals that are already working on it. When I lost my cousin and my good friend earlier this year, I could only think of how much improved their experience of dying would have been if there was an Ayurvedic professional or a naturopathic professional in the hospital working with their team of very competent and very loving doctors and nurses. There would have been so much more information available that would have made choices easier, more obvious, that would have increased the understanding of why things were and weren't happening the way we thought they would. Opening up this conversation to include more voices, to include more perspectives, is our way through what is coming up for the world and what probably will be shifting and changing in the world as we move forward. I wish that my cousin and my friend could have had the peace that this unity of systems, this bigger and brighter voice, this more all-encompassing understanding would have brought to them. But that wasn't an option at the time. And many people have been sharing about the losses that they've been experiencing. There's so much loss, so much death. I've been hearing this over and over. And so the angels have encouraged us, all of us who have been touched by pain and death and sadness, to continue living our lives and to embrace those that we've lost and live more fully in their name. And so that is what I'm choosing to do. I'm choosing personally to step more into my joy, to step more into my purpose, to follow my guidance, even though it doesn't necessarily make sense. It feels right. Do what makes your heart sing. This life is too short to do anything else. Take the pain you're feeling, take the confusion, take the upset and turn it into something beautiful. I'm dedicating it in service to you and other sensitives and lighthouses that need to bring their messages out and their healing energy out to the world. What are you doing that brings your heart joy and peace? If you would like to experience increased vibrancy and vitality and receive energy work and healing transmissions from the angels every single day, please join us in the membership. In addition to receiving healing transmissions daily, we have a monthly gathering of the entire community where we come together, hear messages, and ask questions about what's coming up for us. And I'll provide a meditation for you to do throughout each month to clear your energy and to move forward in the way that we're being asked to at that time. Tap the link in the description of this video or in the comments for more information. I look so forward to assisting you to bring your light unapologetically to this planet that so sorely needs it. So much love.